Hey friends, let's talk about something that keeps way too many of us up at night, and that's royalties. If you're a label owner, you know what I mean. The spreadsheets, the formulas, the endless anxiety about whether you're getting it right. Are you calculating things correctly? Are your artists happy? How do you even start to stay organized as your catalog grows? That's why I want to tell you about Infinite Catalog, the royalty accounting tool that's changing the game for indie labels. Labels like Merge, DFA Records, and Mexican Summer swear by it, and for good reason. With Infinite Catalog, royalty accounting gets broken down into 4 easy steps. Number 1, you build your catalog automatically. Just upload your revenue data and they handle the rest. Number 2, let the math handle itself. Balances calculate automatically. No more, what do we owe and who do we owe, blah, blah, blah. Number 3, show your artists everything. Give them access to their earnings data, building transparency and trust. And number 4, pay with confidence. Pay artists how and when you want, and let Infinite Catalog keep it all balanced. And here's the best part. To kick off 2025, Infinite Catalog is offering 50% off your first 3 months, plus a 14-day free trial. You can upload as much data as you want during the trial, and IC will help you sort it all out. So stop letting royalties stress you out. Get your accounting in order and build stronger relationships with your artists. Head to infinitecatalog.com and start your free trial today. Your future self and your artists will thank you. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Other Record Labels. I'm your host, Scott Orr, where we talk about the art and culture of running an independent record label. Today, we're going to talk about mission statements for your record label, what they are and how stupidly easy it is for you to create one. In fact, I bet that while you're listening to this, you'll be able to create one in your head. One sentence, really quick, and then you'll have it. Why? Well, we're going to talk about the why as well, and we're going to talk about why they're good to have. A mission statement is a weird term. It's almost a bit corporate speak. So a great way I heard it described was not a mission statement, but a promise to your customers. And again, we don't really use the term customers in the music industry that much. Instead, we might say supporters, fans, or community. A mission statement is a promise to them, something that they can expect. But it's also twofold. It's a promise to customers and a promise and a purpose for you and your team members. So today we're going to talk about what is a mission statement, why is it essential, and then very simply, how we create one. And seriously, it's very simple. In fact, what I'm doing is anything you're listening to today, I'm going to put up on our website, otherrecordlabels.com/mission. The link is in the description of this episode. And there, I'm not only going to put the notes from today's episode, but I'm also going to include a free PDF download that you can grab that has like a little bit of a questionnaire, a bit of like a brain dump exercise where you can kind of get out some thoughts in the 3 categories that we're going to talk about today, and then flesh it out into an actual 1 sentence or 2 sentence or half of a sentence mission statement. So just go to otherrecordlabels.com/mission to download that. What is a mission statement? Well, a mission statement is essentially like a declaration that you have on paper that the members of your team, the founders of a company, put down on paper. Perhaps they engrave it into the stone of their building. If you want to do that, you can do that. Or on their website. Maybe it's just an internal thing. Maybe it's an external thing and it's on your website and on the profile of your Bandcamp and your Instagram. Or maybe it's just you and the people and the artists associated or who work with your record label are familiar with it. It's kind of a statement of why you exist and what you exist to do. Now, you know this. I don't need to explain it, but maybe I do. It's not a sales pitch. But it's a here's why we exist. Keep this in mind. It's not a description, but more of a declaration. You might be thinking we are Detroit's newest hip hop record label. No, that's not a mission statement. It's just a statement. A mission statement is more of an active statement in telling people what you're going to do, what you plan to do with this platform, and perhaps what you are doing. It's active and it's specific. It's saying we're doing this, but only this. And that leads me to the why. Why is a mission statement essential or certainly very helpful for record labels? I think it's essential for any company, organization, or record label because it's a set of guardrails for you. Today, that may not be necessarily necessary. You're just doing this one thing. You're releasing one artist. It's easy. You don't need quote unquote guardrails, but a mission statement establishes your overarching goals for your record label. And it kind of ensures that you stay committed to that down the road when other opportunities come your way. Sometimes you get excited, you get that entrepreneurial seizure. There's another artist or a different release or a different, initiative that you have this opportunity to pursue. And it's kind of hard to think outside of that fog of excitement. And so a mission statement is almost like a strainer, like a pasta strainer, in that you put all of your ideas, opportunities, potential releases, potential artist signings, you put them through the strainer, and it's your mission statement that only allows the things that you keep are the things that the mission statement allows. For example, let's make up a fictitious record label and a kind of a long mission statement here, just to give an example. Here's one I just made up. To produce all organically created lo-fi chill music on high-quality cassette-only releases to the modern cassette collecting community. Okay, that's a word salad, but just follow me for a second. Now an artist asks us to do a vinyl release. Well, that's cool and maybe works for them, but put it through the strainer of our mission statement I just said. To produce all organically created lo-fi chill music on high-quality cassette-only releases to the cassette collecting community. Unfortunately, nowhere in there does it say we do vinyl. So the answer is no. Now the artist says, what if we did a cassette box set of all of their previous albums? Okay, that works. That sticks to the mission statement. What if our business partner discovered this artist while they were on holiday, they were performing in the hotel lobby, and it's not exactly lo-fi acoustic music. In fact, it's more electronic music based. And it's keyboard based, synth based, but they're really good. And they had a really strong connection in the lobby of the hotel, and they're kind of popular and super connected. And maybe they want to branch out as a record label. You might even really want to do these things. Like you might even want to kind of deviate as a record label, but how do you make an objective, non-emotional decision? The answer is you use your mission statement. It helps you make decisions. It kind of becomes a guiding light. And so when, you've heard the Steve Jobs quote, and I'll butcher it for you, but it's like a successful business is how many times they say no to things, or like it's not how many things you say yes to. It's how, see, I told you I'd butcher it, but you know what I'm saying, right? You've heard it before. So many business owners have talked about that. It's just saying no to a lot of things and keeping the main thing, the main thing. Here's what I really like about mission statements, and then we'll dive into how to create one. They just help you make decisions, and they help you navigate your opportunities with confidence and being like, you know what? I got to trust the guy who established this label 6 months ago or 6 years ago or 16 years ago. And this was the mission statement. And that doesn't mean you're not going to reevaluate things, but it really, you shouldn't be reevaluating the mission statement or the mission of your record label on a whim. When an opportunity comes around, it's like, do we upend everything that we've decided on months or years ago? So I like that it helps you make those decisions. And the other thing I like is that it protects your fans in ensuring that they get what they expect from your label, what they originally came to your label for. Okay. How do we make one? Okay, this is ridiculously simple. Let me first read you this mission statement, and you tell me who it's from. To create happiness by providing the finest entertainment to everyone, everywhere. Any guesses? To create happiness by providing the finest entertainment to everyone, everywhere. It's Disney. Did you guess that? It's Disney. To create happiness by providing the finest entertainment to everyone, everywhere. Now, let's break it down for you, and this is how we're going to create our own mission statement. What? How? Who? 3 questions. What? How? Who? So today I'm going to ask you to make a sentence, which is your mission statement. And you're basically going to divide that sentence into 3 parts. The what, the how, the who. Let's look back at Disney and identify the what, the how, the who. What? To create happiness. How? By providing the finest entertainment. Who? To people of all ages, everywhere. Okay, so now do yours. What? How? Who? Let's do a fictional one, and then we'll look at some ones that exist out there, some ones that I found, and we'll see if they fit the template. By the way, I just Googled the phrase record label mission statement, and it turns up a bunch of About Us pages from record labels. And let me tell you, the bulk of these statements are not good or not good enough. I'm not going to put anyone on blast and say their label name. You know who you are. But the problem is that they're just making statements and saying what is obvious, that they provide label services to artists, that they promote their music and provide resources to artists. It's like a restaurant saying, we sell food. So let's go back to that fictional one a couple of minutes ago that I talked about earlier in the episode. And it's a long one. I get it. Yours will be shorter. It doesn't matter. If long is fine because it's clear. To produce all organically created lo-fi chill music on high quality cassette only releases to the modern cassette collecting community. Okay, that's a lot, but let's break it down. What's the what? All organically created lo-fi chill music. You know, lo-fi chill, it's been super popular the last 5 years, but a lot of it is in the box, right? A lot of it's digital samples, it's synth pads, it's tons of plugins. All the cassette warble sounds that we love are often digitally emulated, which is great. I do that all the time. It's fun. But wouldn't it be cool if there was a label out there, and I'm sure this exists, if it does, tell me, that creates this lo-fi chill music, but with real instruments, like a real drummer, a real electric guitar player, congas, shakers, a real piano. So it's like, you know, chill music, but it's all organic. It's not digitally created. That's kind of cool. So that's the what. Now, how? They're releasing on high quality cassette only releases. So that's very specific. So if, like I said, if an artist comes to them and say, hey, we want to do vinyl, that just doesn't work. And then who's the who? The who is the modern cassette collecting community. So we're being very clear that this is a people who like lo-fi chill music, but specifically a bit pretentious, and people who like lo-fi chill music that is kind of created arduously using organic instruments. And it's only released on cassette, on high quality cassette, like with a high art, like a really well done package. And it's for people who collect cassettes, for people who like this music and they like collecting rare items. And so if you're a big streamer, you just like listening to like 12-hour lo-fi chill playlists, you don't care how the music was created or how it's distributed or anything about the artist, then this label might not be for you. One of my favorite label mission statements, or maybe we'll call it a slogan. I heard this years ago, and we did a whole episode on it. And it's by a label called This and That Tapes. And their slogan was lo-fi, high fun. I love it so much. I got to get it on a t-shirt. Lo-fi, high fun. Even though that's a bit more of a slogan and not necessarily a mission statement, let's put it through this template, okay? Lo-fi, high fun. What? What's the what? Lo-fi music, right? If you know, you know what lo-fi means, but it also infers lo-fi production, art, perhaps lo-fi is a synonym for DIY in this case. What's the how? Well, the how's, that's where the high fun somewhat describes how they do this, which is in a lighthearted way, not taking themselves seriously, prioritizing artists and the art, keeping the joy of collecting and art in itself fun. I'm reading into this, but you get it, right? And the who, it's the people who like lo-fi culture, lo-fi tapes, as in the label name, and for folks who aren't pretentious about this format. They're not taking themselves seriously, and they're just having fun and enjoying the music. Lo-fi, high fun. Now, here's one I found online, and I don't mean to call them out. It just came up in Google, and I wanted to put it through our template, which again is my rules, not theirs. So I apologize to them for kind of, you know, putting them in the spotlight here. It literally just came up in Google. It's a label called Small Step Records. And here's the mission statement, okay? A nonprofit indie label promoting pop punk, easycore, ska, and emo artists. I wanted to use this as an example because I think it's helpful to notice that they might be missing one of our three questions. And I say our three questions because this is just our template here, so they didn't do anything wrong. So the what? Well, we see it's pop punk, easycore, ska, emo. The how is nonprofit, which indicates how they deliver and serve their art, which is in a charitable manner. That's key and a big part of their how. That says a lot about the label, and that's very attractive. Now, what about the who? And this is where I think it would help labels like us to clearly state who our ideal audience is. Because I think in this mission statement, they might be missing the who. The who is somewhat implied in the what, but I think it might be good to explicitly state the who. So we would do a nonprofit indie label promoting pop punk, easycore, ska, and emo artists to a community of fill in the blanks. Maybe to a community of fans of 2000s American indie alternative. This is the key. It's helpful when a music fan can identify themselves in your mission statement. I thought of a fictitious mission statement for a label that I wished exists. I'm obsessed with new age and like elevator music. It's like kind of a lost art. It's such a great genre. So here's a fictitious mission statement. First time vinyl pressings of digitally recorded new age jazz for fans of 90s adult contemporary elevator music. And again, you'll notice my mission statements are a bit bloated. And I think that's because we're not necessarily putting it on our business cards or on the main page of our website. It's kind of like in the About Us section, or maybe it's completely internal. It doesn't have to be, like hi-fi or lo-fi high fun. That's something you put everywhere. It's very cool. But mine is just a little bit, these mission statements we're talking about today are just a little bit more nuanced and a little bit more like kind of teased out a bit more. So let me say that again. First time vinyl pressings of digitally recorded new age jazz for fans of 90s adult contemporary elevator music. So the what? Digitally recorded new age jazz. Because remember back in the 90s, like things were, this was like early to mid 90s, like it was mostly digitally recorded stuff. What's the how? It's first time vinyl pressings, because in the 90s, a lot of this stuff never got. Numero Group, by the way, is doing a lot of this, and same with Light in the Attic. But a lot of this stuff in the 90s was just pumped out on CDs and sold at Walmart, or just used in like day spas and stuff, and they were never pressed to vinyl. And then who? Well, fans of 90s elevator music. Do you like e-pianos? Do you like the sound of e-pianos and saxophones? Do you like Michael Bolton and Kenny G? This might be for you. Super weird, right? But you get it. It's very simple. You listen to this fictitious mission statement. First-time vinyl pressings of digitally recorded new age jazz for fans of 90s adult contemporary elevator music. You break it down. You divide it into three. What, how, who. Okay, here's a bonus tip. A mission statement might want to start with the word to instead of the word meaning you want this to be active. You want this to be saying, this is what we're doing. To exist for this reason. Why? Because like I said at the beginning of the episode, a mission statement should be active and not passive. A statement about who you are is passive. A declaration of what you're doing and about to do is active. Okay, that's a lot of homework for you. I apologize. Great way to start the year. Go to otherrecordlabels.com/mission. And I'll put the notes from today's episode there, and you can download a free template to help you fill out the what, how, and who for your record label's mission statement. Another huge thank you to our friends at Infinite Catalog for making today's episode possible. To help you manage your record label's royalties, check them out by going to infinitecatalog.com. Thanks for listening.